Hey there, hi there, oh there. Okay, so, update. So, what did I do today? Well, let's see. I had a physical in the morning. Doesn't everyone love going to the doctor so much? Wow, I just love it. Like, you go in the morning and you're not excited, and then you get there and you're like, you know, I couldn't think of a better thing to do this morning. This might be the most exceptional experience of my entire day. And it was. And then I went to school, and then I was supposed to go to track, but what happened is they added some new thing, so I couldn't actually do it. So, yeah, I worked with the robotics club for a little bit.
Maybe we'll have spare wheels. So if we're ready, if we come out of a match as a metal force
Bada bing, bada boom. Now I'm home. It's 7:15 and I have nothing to do. I actually have a lot of things to do. I just don't have any time. So this is not going to be much. I might do a real quick movie review. I'm going to look on this app that I have. There's this app, guys, called Letterboxd. Letterboxd. I mean, if you're into film, you should get it. It's just a place where basically you can log movies you've watched and like movies you can like put movies on a watch list, and make like playlists of movie and stuff like. It's like social media for movies basically. It's pretty good. I'm gonna talk about Pitch Perfect 3 because last Wednesday I talked about sequels, and kind of forced sequels and how I don't like that. First, let's talk about the good things about the movie. It was funny. I think it was the funniest of all of those movies. I don't love any of them. I think people like them a bit too much. I don't think they're bad, though. I think they have a pretty good cast. And then they did have some cool montage stuff. I think they did it well, though. I think they did the montage thing in the middle with, they did one song and it was at like many different locations. I think that was pretty decent. So, now that I've gotten that out of the way, I don't think it was a terrible sequel. I think, there's some movies that are like deserving of a sequel, like they need it, and there's some movies that it's like forced, like we did not need another one of these movies. No one wanted it. Genuinely, why are you still doing it? Like, Fast and Furious, they're on what, 9? God, when will you stop? So yeah, it wasn't awful in that respect. What was a problem for me is how they actually made the movie, how it was organized, and then kind of plot. There's going to be, spoiler alert, I guess, whatever. If you don't want to know anything that happens in the movie, just don't listen, just don't watch. Doesn't matter, just watch tomorrow's. So, in the beginning it shows this action sequence, and it shows what happens basically at the end of the movie. And some movies do that because it basically shows, because it's like so incredible and you're like, how did they ever get to this point? So it like builds the intensity because you really want to know what happened, how they got there, why they're there. But this movie, it was not a good thing. It was not. What it did is it just told you what happened at the end, so the entire time you knew it was going to happen. And like I said, some movies can do that well, and in ways that, doesn't make the movie worse, it makes it better. But this movie, it genuinely did not benefit at all. It just told you what happened, and did not make it more intense. And it's a comedy movie. I'm not expecting Mission Impossible, but they just shouldn't have done that. I think. But honestly, I don't know if it would have been better if they didn't do that. It's just kind of weird all around. And then you have the weird relationship between Amy and her dad, and it's weird. You know what's gonna happen. You know that like she ends up on the boat and then blows it up. Like, you know that the relationship's not good, so any hope, you already know that It's dumb. There's nothing left up to the viewer. It's just, that's what happened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some reviews on this on Letterboxd, actually. Just kind of mix it up, see what some other people have said, and then I have to say about that. Lisa, the thing that annoys me the most about these movies is that you legitimately cannot tell when they are supposed to have given a bad performance unless Rebel Wilson like projectile vomits on the Russian head of state who is inexplicably in attendance at the Italian pizzeria they're all nay-naying in. That's a really good point, because every performance kind of seems the same. In the first movie, they're all basically the same, and then there's that one at the end where it's different, you know, and that's the good performance, which it's better because it's more recent. I guess that's they all just kind of mesh together. None of them are really bad, or the ones that are bad don't really seem worse than others. Don't let this rating fool you into thinking that seeing the Mamma Mia Here We Go Again trailer on the big screen is a 5-star experience. You bet I was tearing up and sobbing right after the credits. Honestly, I'm so proud of being a Pitch Perfect stan. I think that's supposed to be fan. Obsessed with this group for 5 years and never having been prouder of my a cappella group. Pitch Perfect 3 is hilarious, touches your heart if you're a die-hard Pitch Perfect fan. And also, it's a great farewell to a remarkable franchise I cared about for all these years. I love the first Pitch Perfect, somewhat like the second Pitch Perfect and the third movie. Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping. Spectacular, never the same. This movie franchise has made a big impact on my life, and seeing it end like that, honestly, I'm without words, and I feel super happy I got to witness it all these years, yet super depressed and emotional that it has to end. This I can understand more, because this person is actually a part of an a cappella group, so it relates to them more, and, you know, it's less about it being a good movie and more about what it's about, you know, so pick your poison. 1. Driving around for 25 minutes trying to find a parking at the outlets. 2. 20 minutes of trailers, which included, but of course was not limited to, that Blockers movie, or whatever it is I've seen the trailer for 40 times. 3. Pitch Perfect 3. A tepid, disposable end to a franchise that started with a really great first installment and went downhill real fast. Sean says, did not expect this to be the best Fast and Furious movie of 2017, but we're in a weird place right now. I know that this couldn't by any stretch of imagination be called good, but you know what? I care about these characters and I had fun, so who cares? I love watching films about female friendships. I love increasingly elaborate musical numbers. A lot of people are saying that the group changed their life. Anna Kendrick, call me. Alright, thing is this movie did right. The music was good sometimes, the ending was real cute / heartwarming, the footage during the credits was nice to see. I love Becca Mitchell. Okay, sure, yeah. Things this movie did wrong. While this movie was considerably better in terms of iffy jokes than the last one, it still had a few that were worthy of a groan. Fat Amy's dad is a bad guy, like a Bond villain bad guy. There was ridiculous action sequences and explosions. Absolutely none of it was necessary, and most importantly, none of it was good. That's a good point. Is that it was there. It didn't need to be there. But it wasn't even good when it was there. This is the feeling of running out of things to write 400 words into a 2,000-word essay made toxically real. There are a bunch of really, shallow jokes, Fat Amy had a lot of jokes about food and being fat or whatever. Definitely watchable with some laughs throughout, provided by Rebel Wilson, but for the most part, it's uninspired and dull cash grab. Basically, people either love it because it's a fun movie, and they relate to the characters or love the characters, which is okay, you can get attached to a character. And there's others where it's just a garbage movie. All of these opinions are justifiable. I can see why people would love it. I can see why people would hate it. I totally get it. I don't think it was awful. I don't think it was a good movie. I think, fun movie to watch, sure. Most of it. Some of it's just... Anyway, that's gonna do it for Heath's Variety Hour Corner. Basically just me reviewing a movie really quickly. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is gonna be, see ya.